Oh, Jorge, I'm so surprised my hair is holding up in this humidity. But sweet Maria and the ships at sea, if I get any moisture, I'm going to slide right off of... Oh, hey! Hi, it's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, with the Fingerdoo review of Canada's Drag Race Season 3, Episode 7. And before we get started, I would just like to thank my Tipperdoo boyfriend, Vito. I love you, Vito! Mwah! Seriously. I also want to say thanks to Nick Sweet for sending this fabulous fabric. Ooh, I feel like a mermaid, a moo-moo mermaid. And Elizabeth for sending me nails. Thank you, guys. Seriously, it takes a village. I couldn't be this gorgeous without your help. Seriously. Now, on to the important things. Jorge, drink me. Oh, look at this. Iced tea, Canadian iced tea, Hudson Bay iced tea. By way of Mexico. Oh, arriba. Tequila iced tea. You're a genius, Jorge, seriously. Well, we started out this episode with Irma Gerd expressing her surprise at winning a lip sync. So did the other queens, who immediately made fun of her dancing. And can I just say thank you? You don't know how hard it was for me not to read Irma's moves last week. Did she think she was at Burning Man? Still, let's not forget Pearl. Seriously, she made it to top 3 without a graceful bone in her body. There's a slut joke there, but I won't say it. No. Reluctantly, the other queens congratulated Bragalicious, and if they just left it there, it would have been a beautiful moment. But for some strange reason, production got Kimmy to ask Glowdelicious if she was surprised that she won. Well, and then the floodgates opened. She had the best ad. Her photo was rocking. The judges loved her runway. So, no, she wasn't surprised. Then, Suck on This Alicious pointed out that everyone had underestimated her chances last week. Way to rub everybody's nose in inappropriate Alicious, I'm just saying. God bless Vivian Vanderpuss, who cleared the air by saying that she hadn't underestimated Annoy Alicious. She just didn't care. Clearly not winning by being safe all the time, starting to bother someone. Follow my eyes. The next day in the workroom, Irma and Vivian did their best not to slap Beats a Dead Horse Alicious into next week, as she pointed out yet again that they have 0 wins. It's like she doesn't want friends. Thank goodness Brad Goreski escaped the It's a Small World ride to give the queens this week's mini challenge. They had to get into quick drag to audition for the movie Super Queens. One by one, the queens got up in front of a green screen as Brad directed them. Personally, this mini challenge wasn't funny enough to last as long as it did. It was so involved, I forgot it was the mini challenge. In fact, by the time it was over, I didn't care anymore. But for what it's worth, the mini challenge winner was Kimmy Couture. I don't know why. And then it was time for the Maxi challenge, Squirrel's Trip, the Rusical. The queens got right down to work by assigning the roles. After a quick read, it was clear that typecasting would help figure out who played who. Giselle picked the role with the least amount of singing, Jill, because, well, bless. Most Annoying Licious got the toxic girlfriend. Of course she did. Kimmy took Amber, the dancing trophy wife. And there was an awkward moment when Irma and Jada both wanted the big singing role of Grace, but it went to Jada, which left the role of Jill's sister Jackie to Irma. The only thing left to cast was the role of Cougar on the Prowl, Kiki, which went to Vivian. Spoiler alert, she wasn't mad at it. Something else that I wasn't mad at was the fact that Giselle did not lie. She cannot sing, bless her cotton socks. Someone call Celine Dion and tell her to relax. Her job is safe. Nothing proved this more than the Queen's recording session with Brad Goreski. Although, why he ran the session and not this week's guest judge, who's an actual recording artist, Jeremy Dutcher, I'll never know. But I will say this. I thought Brad did an excellent job directing the queens. Here's to Brad. Sorry I doubted him. Then it was on to choreography, and can I just take a moment here to praise Hollywood Jade. I love how hard he is on the queens. It tickles me. Vivian clearly had bitten off more than she could chew, and I'm not talking about her backup dancers, but the fact that she had backup dancers lets you know how involved her choreo was. Still, she was a trooper. Kimmy killed her choreo. Were there doubts? The biggest struggle bus in the bunch had to be Irma and Giselle, and let's be honest, Giselle wasn't the problem, God bless Irma Gerd. That queen just can't dance. It's like watching someone stub their toe to music. Seriously. And then it was elimination day. As the queens got ready, Irma shared that she had a speech impediment as a child and how the anxiety of reading out loud ultimately made her into the lovable weirdo that stands before us today. Giselle talked about being picked on as a child for being too effeminate. Seriously, look at that face. Who'd want to pick on such a cutie? Seriously, Giselle, I want names. But it got so bad that Giselle thought about ending it all, but a guidance counselor helped her through it. Needless to say, it was a very emotional moment in the Untucked Lounge. And I would like to take a moment and say here's to those teachers out there that care and make a difference on us lonely gay kids who have no friends. And then Jada stopped the room with her "I had sex with a ghost" story. Now that's some poltergeist activity I can support. They're queer. I don't know, Jada was having a good run there, and now she's going to be known as Jada the Friendly Neighborhood Ghost Banger. At least she'll be known for something. Thank goodness it was time for the main stage. Brooklyn looked gorgeous in her ode to spring gown, and following suit, see what I did there, was Brad Goreski, looking springtime fresh himself. Not to mention a cinched for the gods, Tracy Melchor, and joining them this week, singer, composer, and owner of the best eyebrows since Brooke Shields, Jeremy Dutcher. Seriously, look at those things. First up, Squirrel's Trip, the Rusical. This was fun. I was surprised at how well Upstage Alicious did. Kimmy killed her big number like she said she would, and Jada Shada was fun as the trip planner. The only speed bump seemed to be Irma and, by association, Giselle. It's too bad there's not an auto-tune for dancing is all I'm saying. Giselle sounded way better than Irma danced. Bless. Still, I felt Irma redeemed herself with her singing. She sounded great. Ah! And then it was time for the runway. Category is dystopian. What is with these categories? I bet you half those drag queens couldn't say that word. I know I had trouble. I didn't hate Jada's runway, but it kind of looked like Mad Max if Disney kids did it, and the weapons of choice were curlers, so I gave her a Fingerdoo. Surprise Alicious hands down had one of the best runways of the night. This look completely surprised me, and in a good way. Fingerdoo for Lish. Someone else I gave a Fingerdoo to was Vivian Vanderpuss's Jackalope. Seriously, this queen, if she made this herself, is an artist, I'm just saying. Kimmy Couture kept touting how futuristic she was, but all I saw was her dredging up the past with another two-piece on the runway. Again, just changing the color doesn't make it different, Kimmy. Seriously. Finally, Giselle took to the stage in this. I felt like I was watching a character in a movie like Dune or Guardians of the Galaxy. The wig! Oh, the coat! Oh, the everything! Fingerdoo for Giselle. Seriously. Back in the Untucked Lounge, Jada Shada was all kinds of salty over the judges' critiques about her wardrobe. In her defense, she said she didn't expect the other queens to bring it so hard. What is she, new? It's season 3, episode 7. If there's one thing we've learned about Drag Race over the recent years is that runways better kill. All Jada's runway did was promise a good set and curl, which wasn't the category, I'm just saying. I have to say, for me, the top two queens were Miss Vivian Vanderpuss and, I hate to give it to her, but Kimmy Couture, with Fishalicious at a close third. But back on the main stage, as far as the judges were concerned, it was Vivian Vanderpuss who won this week's challenge. And what was extra sweet for Viv was that of the three of them, she was the only one who hadn't won a challenge yet. So here's to Vivian. Well done, and about time, I'm just saying. As for who landed in the bottom, I thought for sure it would be Jada and Irma, but Miss Hudson was safe, if you're nasty, and it was Giselle who landed in the bottom with Irma. I mean, no offense, but regardless of who was in the bottom, Irma was going home. She's just not a great lip syncer, bless her heart. And she proved it again, lip syncing to Alana Miles' Love Is. I've seen more graceful moves on people being tased. Seriously. In fact, it was a mercy when the music stopped. I'm so serious. And no one was surprised that Giselle Shantaed and that it was our East Coast queen from St. John's, Newfoundland, who sashayed. I'm going to miss that uncoordinated Newfie, seriously. So, what do you think? Did the right queen win? Were the right queens in the bottom? I know I was surprised Giselle landed there. Did the right queen go home this week? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And while you're down there, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And until next time, miss me! Mwah, seriously. Oh, Jorge. We're getting down to it. It's splitting hairs. I don't know. I think Jada's circling that bowl. No offense to her. No offense to her, but she is starting to, the cracks are starting. All that doubt is starting to come in. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. But that's the whole point of the show. They don't want those queens comfortable and confident. They want them doubting themselves and on the verge. On the verge! Maybe I should do it. You know, it's not that I think I'm too old to do Drag Race or to compete. I'm just too old to do it. I don't care. At this age, I don't care. I don't care. I would much rather watch it than do it. But that's why I would rather be a judge. One day they'll have me on as a judge and they'll realize that, oh, they made a huge mistake having Brooklyn host it, and they'll bring me in and it'll become Wilma Fingerdoo's Drag Race, and a whole new Phoenix-like franchise will rise from the ashes, and I will be the sparkling queen on what? No, I guess not. It's a lot of work. Maybe I'll just judge.